Hello and welcome to Maple Flavored Yoga. My name's Andy, and if you've made your way to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my classes, which I release on Mondays. Also, feel free to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. If there's any classes you would like me to do in the future, leave a comment. It would be great to get some feedback. So as always, to begin, we will close our eyes, come into this space, feeling your mat below you or the floor or the ground, having a nice tall spine, and observing whatever your current experience is without any desire or need to change it. Notice any sensations you're feeling in your body, any thoughts that are coming up or any emotions. And once again, just allow them to be. You can bring awareness to your breath, breathing in and out of your nose, of equal duration, nice full breaths into your belly, inflating the chest, and exhale. Connecting with your breath. As always, I would like to send gratitude to the creators and cultivators of yoga for bringing this wonderful practice into the world and into our lives. If your eyes were closed, you can blink them open, taking in the space around you. And we're actually going to make our way to standing. Claw. So coming to the top of our mat, we'll come into mountain pose. Making sure that we've got all the corners of our feet nice and grounded into the mat. Energy coming out the top of our heads. Belly button is pulled gently to the spine. And just feel this beautiful, grounding, powerful pose. Seem to keep the door closed because Dr. Claw keeps opening it. We'll leave that open. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, we'll fold forward, bending the knees. You can bring your feet a little bit wider if that feels good. Just allowing the top half of the body to really hang. Let go of your neck. Let your head feel heavy. You can shake your head yes and no if that feels okay. Just to release any tension you're feeling in your cervical spine. If you'd like, you can cross your arms and also sway from side to side if that feels nice. Just really gentle, introducing some movement here. Stillness once again, keeping the knees as bent as feels comfortable. And if you have some blocks, you can use blocks here, but they're not necessary. You can use jars or books. I saw someone using paper towels as a block substitute as well. So if you want to use blocks, you can. So halfway lift, we're going to inhale, having a flat back, hinging from our hips. Exhale, we'll roll down. If you don't have blocks, you can always bring your hands to your thighs or your shins, just not right over top of the knee. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, roll down. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale down. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale down. Following your own breath here for 3 more breaths. Two more. Last one. And exhale, we'll come into this forward fold. Whatever that feels best for you. So some people like to have it where their toes, big toe mounds are touching. I like to have my feet a little bit spread apart so I feel a bit more stable. Again, you can bend your knees here if that feels good, if you're really tight in the back lines of your legs. But making sure that we're hinging from the hips. We don't need to be curling our spine. 3 big breaths. Our next inhale, hands come up over the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Next inhale, we'll sit back into chair pose. Finding a deep seat. Inhale, we'll ground down through our right foot, lifting our left knee up. If you want, you can extend your left leg straight. We're going to pendulum that leg back, coming into warrior 3. Again, you can use your blocks here for stability. Your foot doesn't have to come too high off the ground. If that makes you feel unbalanced, you can just keep your toes on the ground or find some space in between. So listen to your body, making sure that your hips not opening too much to the side. Really using your core here for stability. Hands can stay here or they can come outstretched in front of you. I don't have space for that here. And then we'll slowly bend our right knee, left toe search for the floor, land softly, and we'll inhale our arms up into high lunge. Hips are both pointing forward still, hip points are pointing forward. Reaching for the sky here. Legs should be hip width apart. So if you're feeling really unstable, just widen your stance. From here, we'll shift our weight back into our front leg and try and come back into that warrior 3. Using your props if you need to or if you want to. And then inhale, we'll come back to standing, trying to stay on that right foot. We'll come into tree pose. So option here, you can have your foot down by the ankle on the calf, or you can bring it into the inner thigh. Hands can come to the center. Find that big toe mound, there we go. Or they can stretch up, grow nice and tall. If you fall over, that's okay. Release that foot, and we'll come back to mountain pose at the top of the mat. We're going to sit back into chair pose once again. If you'd like this time for a bit of a change, you can try and roll up onto the tippy toes or the balls of your feet for a little added balance challenge. Inhale to stand, to ground down through the left foot. Our right knee will come up. You can extend that leg if you'd like. And then we're going to pendulum that leg back, coming in to warrior three. Feel free once again to use your blocks or props, whatever feels good. Hips should be pointing downwards still here. Bending that left knee, right toes search for the floor, nice and slowly land, inhale up. Really allowing this really nice opening through the hip flexor here. Finding your breath. Being mindful that the knee isn't going past the ankle joint. Again, we're going to collect our energy, bringing it into the front foot, coming into that warrior three. Slowly making our way into tree pose, selecting one of those three options I showed before, just being mindful not to come right on top of the knee joint. We're squeezing our foot and our thigh together, and then select whichever arm variation feels good for you. Try them both. They both offer something different. And slowly release that leg, knee high. Foot finds the floor. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes, just allowing yourself to absorb whatever that experience was. So from here, we're going to ground down through our right foot once again. Left knee will float high. And then we're going to step back slowly once again. Left toes find the floor. And we're going to come into warrior two. So back foot is on about a 45-degree angle. And typically your heel from your right foot or your front foot will line up to the arch of the back foot, making sure that the knife edge of the back foot has good contact with the floor. Arms come up, nice and strong, energy coming out both fingertips. Nice tall spine here. Inhale, right arm comes up, back hand finds the thigh. Exhale, we'll come forward, stretching that arm up over the ear. Inhale back. Exhale, front arm finds the thigh. Enjoying this nice flow, exploring the side body. Inhale up, we'll hold here for 3 breaths this time. Exhale, we'll come forward and hold for 3. And we're just barely resting our arm on that front leg. Inhale, we'll come back to center. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands behind your back. And we're going to roll forward, allowing the arms to come away from the body. You can also use a towel or a shirt here and hold on to that instead of using your hands. Dr. Club. Finding your breath, we'll stay here for 3. Inhale, slowly we'll come back up. Arms will come back out front. Finding a lot of energy in that front foot where we can hop forward, back to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Take a breath or 2 here. Notice the difference between each side of your body, especially in your legs. We'll find our balance into the left foot. Right knee comes high. And we'll slowly, once again, step back, coming into warrior 2 on this side. Taking your time to get a good setup. And then when you're ready, you can extend your arms, finding your breath here. Next inhale, front arm comes up. Next exhale, front arm reaches the thigh. Back hand comes up and over the ear. Inhale, front arm comes up. Exhale, extend. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. We'll hold here for 3. Next exhale. We'll extend those fingertips up over the ear and once again hold for 3. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Interlacing the fingers behind the back. We will dip our chest forward, coming into humble warrior. Inhale, slowly coming back to center. We'll actually bring our toes so we're facing the side of the mat. And then heel toe our feet in as much as possible, or until you feel comfortable. We're going to be coming into goddess pose. So toes are kind of pointed out to the sides. Inhale, we'll sink down, bringing our hands onto our thigh, and we'll twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. 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 One more time on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, and we're going to bring our arms up, coming into our goddess pose. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. I know my legs are shaking, so yours probably are too, or not. One more big breath in. One more exhale. Next inhale, we'll straighten our legs. Whew, that was a lot. Toes will come to the front of the mat, or you can, if it feels better for you, you can kind of point your toes in a little tiny bit. Hands will come to hips. Our belly button is still pulled to the spine. Tailbone is pointing down to the floor, but not too much. We're not really curling too much into the pelvic area, but just so we're keeping a nice active core. Tall spine here. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Chest can come forward. If you want to have your blocks here, you can, or a block here. Coming down like so, or like this. Or if it feels better, you can come right down, hands onto the floor. Once again, allowing your chest to feel heavy, your torso to be heavy. And if it feels okay, you can heel toe your feet out a little bit if you want to add a little more lengthening into the inner thigh. So we'll just take a few breaths here. Opening up the back of the legs and the inner thighs. Inhale. We'll have a flat back. Left hand will come to the floor. Inhale our right arm up. Hold here for 3. Exhale, right arm comes down, inhale. Left arm comes up. You can always come onto your fist here as well if that feels better for your wrist or your hand. Exhale, hand comes down. We're gonna walk our hands over to the right side as far as feels okay. You don't have to reach your foot. Maybe you just come here, and that's when you feel that edge, that minimum edge, and your body's saying, that's enough. So really listen to yourself here. Finding spots that are tight or sticky and breathing into those spaces. Back to center. Exhale, we'll walk to the other side. Knowing that each side is going to be different, it's going to feel different, and that's totally okay. Very normal. Next inhale, we'll come back to center. So again, you can use your block here if you'd like. You might need to shorten your stance or widen your stance, but we're going to bend into our left knee, my right knee, and left toes will lift and come right up to this, point up to the sky. Maybe your heel is more flexible and you can come down flat on your foot, but that is not necessary. You can bring your hands to your heart or keep them in front of you for a little more stability. We want to find the lengthening into the inner thigh, so it doesn't matter if you're coming a little bit forward. So we'll stay here for a few breaths. Your next inhale will push into the floor. And we'll bend, coming down on the opposite side, or the left side for me. Right toes point up. Finding stillness here. Breathing into tight spots. Next inhale, we'll come back to center into this wide-legged forward fold. Hands will find hips once again. Inhale, come back up to standing. And we're going to make our way to the front of the mat once again. And we'll bring our legs or our feet a little bit wider than our hips. Again, toes will point out. And we'll sink down coming into Malasana or garland pose. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always come sit on a block. Maybe that feels better for you. You also have the option of bringing your hands behind you as well, and maybe this feels better. Taking a few breaths in this pose. If you are really flexible in your hips, just don't dump in. You want to make sure that you're still engaging your muscles to protect your joints. Hands can come behind you. We'll find the floor with our bottoms. Grabbing the backs of our thighs, we'll roll down nice and slowly. Bringing our knees to our chest. You can give yourself a hug and rock back and forth here if that feels good. Or you can make some big circles with your knees. Giving yourself a bit of a massage on the mat. We'll go the other way if you're doing circles. And then we can, I'm gonna have to slide down a bit here. You can come into happy baby here. Feet come flat, you can grab the knife edges of your feet. Grab your shins or the backs of your thighs. We want to have our low back still have good contact with the floor. So if you're really rolling up to try and get your feet, maybe try some of these other options, might be better for you. You could also use a towel or a strap around your feet and pull down that way. So take your time here. You can rock from side to side as well. That can feel really nice. We will find stillness here. 2 more breaths. Next inhale, our feet will release. And we won't come right down to the floor. We'll actually bring our knees across the body. Coming into a twist, right arm can come straight out. Our opposite arm can come straight out from the twist. You can look over that shoulder if that feels okay. And also cactus the arm if that feels better. Oh, I took it. Breathing into your belly here. Ooh. Tucker. We'll inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. Looking over that opposite shoulder if that feels okay. Allow your legs to slide away from your body if that is what they want to do. That's okay. Next inhale, we'll come back to center once again. And we'll make our way into Shavasana. So letting your legs come straight, palms face up. Give yourself a few moments to allow proper spaciousness throughout your body. You don't want anywhere to feel really tight or crunched. then release any control you had of the breath. Allow yourself to fall back into the more subtle layers of yourself. If you have more time to spend in Shavasana, I highly suggest you do so. But if you feel ready, you can bring awareness back into your breath. You can introduce some small movements into your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a great big stretch. And then one at a time, you can bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a great big hug once again. And then roll to whichever side feels best and take a moment there. And then when you feel ready, you can make your way back to seated, keeping your eyes closed or having a soft gaze. And once again, begin to observe whatever your experience is at this time. Knowing that we're meant to feel the whole spectrum of feelings. So even if maybe your emotions aren't what you would prefer them to be, know that there is a purpose for that as well. We'll take our hands at heart center, bowing our heads. Taking a moment to send gratitude to ourselves for coming to your mat and practicing this sacred practice and investing in yourself. It's not always something that's easy to do. And I would like you to know that wherever this life takes you, that you are seen, you are loved, and you are divine. Take care.